What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you about the recent news that came out about Saudi Arabia and how it is going to benefit Lucid. I'm going to go over all that data points and things like that. Before I do, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. With that, let's get right to it. So looking at the live ticker at the very bottom, currently down roughly about 4%, 12.6 million for volume, 21 is the average, and that is a 6-month average, and 619,000 shares being purchased by institutions on the secondary market. So unfortunately, when it comes down to it though, I've been saying over the last couple update videos, because I do videos on Lucid every single day, and there is a trend that you start to see, underlying one, and one of which is institutions taking a step back on Lucid. So most likely starting early last week, institutions started to reduce their purchases in Lucid. So again, take that how you see that. I'm not a financial advisor or anything, so that might be a red flag to some, maybe not to all. I also do want to give you a quick update on the dark pool transactions for Lucid. So in general though, it's the same kind of situation. So still, even though this is pretty substantial, roughly about 20, maybe 30 actual purchases on the day so far, it's still by far nowhere what we're used to. So that might be a little bit more of a cause for concern given the market circumstances. There is a lot of blood right now, and depending on how your time horizon is, this might be one of the better times to buy in. But more and more people are now thinking about the soft landing that the Feds initially said that they were going to try and do. And unfortunately, I'm bringing this back up, Jim Cramer ultimately is wrong 99% of the time. That 1%, he is oddly very much correct. So he does say hypothetically that investors should not bet on a soft landing by the Feds. And unfortunately, I think this is coming out to be very true. And this article did come out on August the 16th. So I personally feel that this is very accurate, that most likely, given the Fed's aggressive stance on how they're trying to combat inflation, that's going to cause a lot more interest rate hikes, causing a little bit more damage in the market. So that's going to be a lot of short-term noise. Like I always say, this is all just short-term stuff. If you have a long-term time horizon, this is not necessarily going to care. 10 years from now, you're not going to care if you bought in at 16, at 15, at 20, whatever it is. When it's $100 plus, you're not going to care. So that's my own 2 cents on that. In addition, just like I said, I want to give you some good updates. Shorts are unfortunately really doubling down on Lucid, so roughly about 1 million shares being additionally shorted today. Cost to borrow is also going down, so 11.82%. The short score as of right now is 85.48. The higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. And right now, a lot of the meme stocks per se are just getting completely destroyed, as they have been since mid last week. Luckily enough, Lucid has actually avoided that, and I know a lot of us don't necessarily see Lucid as a meme stock, but it is still technically among the top 10 heavily shorted hot stocks, if you want to call it that. So there is some people that do think that Lucid is a obviously a meme component of that, and this is most likely why we still do have roughly about 20.51% short interest. So that's relatively high. So again, this is all up to your interpretation. Make sure you guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. There's a lot of fear out there, but you need to look at the finite things in life and ultimately why you decided to invest in Lucid. So if you invested in Lucid, for instance, for being a huge tech company, then you definitely found it. So the recent post today by Lucid ultimately shows once again another big accomplishment. So the recent Monterey Motorsports reunion, basically we got the fastest time up the corkscrew hill climb. So in general, another big accomplishment for Lucid. Lucid is definitely making a name for themselves, and I think long term that's going to benefit all of us investors. What you need to basically do is not pay attention so much to the price, because the daily movement on Lucid is very, very volatile. It is still a first year company, and a lot of good things or bad things could happen in that time frame. And we've already kind of lived through both of those, extreme positives, extreme negatives. So we are just very volatile. So you just need to accept that, especially looking at Tesla in comparison. When they started out, they were very, very volatile, most likely up until around 2019 when they actually did start to become very, very profitable. So that's my own 2 cents on on all of that. But like I said, there was news that did come out about Saudi Arabia and how they're going to be benefiting Lucid. So Saudi Arabia's EV battery. Basically on here, they do talk on how they've really been ramping up on as far as making the necessary metals for EV batteries. Because keep in mind, there is a lot of actual manufacturers such as Foxconn, and I believe there's a couple others. I don't know if Tesla's made any indication that they want to go to Saudi Arabia, but for sure it is Foxconn and Lucid. So let me know in the comments below if I'm missing any, but generally speaking, they're making all the necessary metals for battery cell production. So Saudi Arabia is making it very advantageous for a lot of EVs, aka Lucid. So generally speaking, I am very excited about this. And it does also say right here, Saudi Arabia is very far advanced, more so than even Europe and North America. So definitely they will not be able to catch up to the lower prices that Saudi Arabia is going to be able to offer and provide to these EVs in that general area. So very, very exciting stuff for Lucid. That's my own 2 cents. But when it comes to it though, the technicals, I'm a very big technicals fan, so I'm just going to give you a very quick update on this. So I do have the 50, 100, 200 moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, momentum. Stochastic, it is breaking down. So stochastic, you do see that deviation, red line above the black, showing a little bit more of a bearish sentiment. Momentum, all the buyers are very, very scared today. And is, I don't know if you want to call that rightfully so, but rightfully so, to be fair. RSI is also at 37, so fairly neutral in that regard, getting a little bit oversold to some degree. Looking on the actual chart, very, very bad sell-off, so lower percentile of the Bollinger Band, and technically for 2 consecutive days, we're actually outside the Bollinger Band. So typically 9 times out of 10, we don't go outside of that unless there's some justifiable cause. So I think Lucid did have another bad situation with the Sapphire. It's just good news, bad timing. So I think that's a common trend with Lucid. Lucid had so much good news during the recent downtrend in June, and unfortunately a lot of that just gets brushed under the rug, similar to what happened with the Sapphire. So again, it just sucks in the grand scheme of things, but like I've been saying on my last update video and several different update videos, $18.79 was a very pivotal point to watch for. We're currently trading between the S2 and the S1, so most likely do anticipate 1544 being tested in the short term. But if you did pay attention to the video I did yesterday on the things to watch for, Thursday and Friday there is 3 main events that potentially could save the broader market and Lucid out of the negative downtrend it is on. So that is the PCE numbers, also GDP numbers, and Powell is actually talking as well. So again, a lot of things that could go very good or even worse off for the market. So again, take that into all consideration. But with all that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. I know today sucks, but still do your own due diligence in Lucid, because it is going to be a long-term investment and do a lot of good things. Just short term, it sucks right now. But with all that, like I said, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and all that jazz. And with that, let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.